Baltimore Washington International Thurgood Marshall Airport, my home airport, has one long-haul flight. It's been a bucket list item for me for years, and tonight, finally, we're flying it. Stay tuned to see BWI's elusive business class lounge, as well as everything British Airways has to offer in Club World as we cross the pond to London Heathrow on the majestic Boeing 777. After checking our bags and clearing the DE security checkpoint, for the first time ever, I turn left and head to Concourse E, following the signs for the Chesapeake Club, without any idea what to expect from a contract lounge that serves only 2 flights per day. The friendly staff made for a nice first impression, and visually, I was immediately impressed by the lounge. It's bright and spacious with a number of different seating options, including social seating, a restaurant-style area, and a quiet work zone. There's also a conference room you can book. There's no hot food available, which isn't terribly surprising, but there's still a nice sandwich, salad, and charcuterie bar. Down by the full-service bar, you'll find a snack stand with a number of sweet and salty treats you can pack away for your flight. There's not really a view of the ramp, but I was able to get a glimpse of the Orioles team plane departing for Houston. If you don't know by now, baseball and aviation is my favorite crossover. The Chesapeake Lounge is open to business class passengers of British Airways and Iceland Air. We got here in plenty of time to get seats, but the lounge was definitely crowded by the time we left. A little before boarding, we left the club to walk around Concourse E a bit. Just over the past 10 years, BWI has seen non-stop flights to Frankfurt and one-stop flights to Senegal. It's seen 2 attempts at Icelandic low-cost service and on-again, off-again service with Iceland Air. However, for one reason or another, most of these flights have stopped or are stopping within the next couple months after this video comes out. As it stands, this beautiful terminal will only serve British Airways and Iceland Air for the time being, the former of which is pretty heavily subsidized. I hope we can get long-haul service to truly work from BWI, but that's an uphill battle with Dulles and Philadelphia so close. Parked at E1 is the beastly Boeing 777-200 with Rolls-Royce engines. This aircraft is in the One World Alliance livery, my first ever Alliance livery. Tonight is this airframe's 4th of ultimately 5 consecutive Baltimore rotations. Because of how important this route is for the Baltimore area, I've been looking forward to this flight for months. We board right on time, and before long, we find ourselves in the 48-seat Club World business class cabin, featuring British Airways' new Club Suites with sliding doors. Seat 4K will be my home for the next 7 hours and 15 minutes. There's just some feeling about getting settled in for a flight like this that I'll never quite get used to. You just feel comfortable. You kick your feet up and you're right at home. The cabin crew hands out pre-departure champagne for all the passengers of business class, the start of what will ultimately be some of the best service I've ever received. Menus for the flight were handed out. We have a large selection of appetizers, entrees, desserts, mid-flight snacks, and breakfast to choose from. Unlike many American carriers, there's no pre-order. You just order right on board. Also at our seat is this very soft comforter and mattress pad, as well as this big, fluffy pillow, all embroidered with the sharp British Airways speed mark. Linens are provided by the White Company of London, as is the provided amenity kit that comes in a nice leather case. Inside the amenity kit is an eye mask and socks, moisturizer, lip balm, and a dental kit, all to keep you feeling hydrated and fresh at 39,000 feet. Finally, there's a bottle of water at every seat, with more of course available on request. These new Club Suites by British Airways feature 3 enclosed storage compartments, great for passports, phones, and anything else you're traveling with. Inside the largest one, you'll find a set of noise-canceling headphones, a remote control for the large TV screen, a universal outlet, as well as a USB outlet, and the headphone jack. Next to it is a smaller compartment. Then finally the wall compartment with a mirror inside so you can see how good you look. Alright, enough talk. It's time to fly to London.
I must confess a sentiment of the most tender nature.
With our transatlantic journey underway, let's settle in and check out the in-flight entertainment offered by British Airways. On this huge and clear screen, you have a flight tracker as well as a very impressive selection of thousands of hours of entertainment of every kind. I never stray too far from sitcoms, but you have movies and TV shows, both new releases and old classics, as well as music, documentaries, games, and more. They offer access to a number of streaming services too, in case you didn't download your favorite show beforehand. Also on this screen is a helpful guide to your seat. As complex as this seat is, this screen is certain to point out a feature you didn't know about. Before long, it's time to eat. It's about 10 p.m. and we only have around 6 hours until London, so an efficient meal is key if you want any meaningful sleep. For the starter, I got the roasted poblano pepper and Asiago soup. Meals were served with a warm garlic roll and a small salad. My fiancé got the beef terrace major, a very tender cut of meat. For the main course, I picked the salmon. Options were this salmon, braised pork, and the butternut Alfredo ravioli my fiancé got. I was surprised not to see a beef entree, but the salmon was incredibly tender and flavorful. The ravioli was very good too. For dessert, we both chose a raspberry lava cake among options of a tiramisu, cheese plate, and fruit plate. All in all, this was a delicious and filling meal, certainly a bit more upscale than what you may find on American carriers. With dinner complete, I set the seat to full lie flat and make the bed. It's really cozy, in a good way. I'm going to try to salvage a few hours of sleep. Good night. About 3.5 hours later, the cabin starts to come alive for breakfast. My body clock is on about 3 a.m. right now, so despite the comfortable bed, I've definitely felt fresher. The hot breakfast option was a scrambled egg, ham, and cheese sandwich. It was really quite tasty and a good pick-me-up to get us energized for our arrival into Heathrow. The cabin has come to life after breakfast and everyone starts gathering their belongings. As long as these transatlantic flights are, in hindsight, they always fly by, no pun intended. All that anticipation leading up to this great experience, and just like that, it's coming to an end. It may not mean much to folks who live in long-haul hotspots like New York, Atlanta, Chicago, or places like that, but for a guy from Baltimore, it's really cool, almost humbling to have a world-class airline serve your home airport with such a high level of service. It's hard to believe that a flight like this one left from the same place that was loading a bunch of 737s to Orlando. As we and this other aircraft fly the holding pattern while we wait for our arrival slot into an always busy Heathrow, I can't help but think about how exciting the prospect of additional long haul is from BWI. This was a full business class cabin, and I hope another airline takes a chance on us in the next few years. The service on this overnight flight from the British Airways crew was really impressive. It felt extremely personal, and our steward was more than happy to accommodate any request. Now, I can't help but mention that one of our bags didn't make our onward connection. More on that in a subsequent video, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. But I won't fault this flight crew for that episode. I know there are airlines, especially in Asia, that are on a completely different level than European and North American airlines, but it's hard for me to imagine a way to improve this flight. With a happy heart, full of gratitude, welcome to London Heathrow. Thanks for tagging along on this great flight. If you enjoyed it even a tenth as much as I did, be sure to drop a like and let me know what you enjoyed in the comments. This flight kicks off a couple fantastic trips I'll be bringing to the channel soon, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Until next time, safe travels and happy flying.